Now we are ready to register our recently created account on our soft phone. We are going to use Zoiper for this. Although there is a PortaPhone solution available from PortaOne, here we are going to use Zoiper for our tests. We are going to demonstrate that PortaSwitch is agnostic to end-user equipment. You may have a different soft phone or an IP phone. The configuration process is rather similar. First, we need to enter our username and password. Our username is PortaSIP, and we can copy our password from our web interface. Okay, and click Login. And this is where we need to enter our SIP server IP address. The IP address of our SIP server is a very important parameter. Where can we find this information? Usually you get this information from your CSP, but in our example, we can go back to our web interface, go to Infrastructure, Billing Data and Sources, Nodes. Nodes are external network elements that communicate with PortaBilling. In particular, PortaSIP needs to be specified here, and here we have it, PortaSIP cluster. For our test configuration, it's enough to copy the IP address, but for real customers, we need to use the domain name because the IP address may change, and then our PortaBilling administrator would have to reconfigure all IP phones in the company. We don't want that. Let's simplify. Okay, let's copy and go back to our Zoiper. Okay, let's enter our IP address and click Next. Let's skip the step and skip. Okay, everything looks good. Our account looks like it has been registered. Let's check in PortaBilling. Let's go back to our account. And we see the information about our SIP device, in our case, the softphone. It looks great. Okay, it shows the model, it's Zoiper 5, and also it shows when it has been registered, okay? And the first part has been completed. Let's make a test call from this phone. Okay, now that our account has been registered on our soft phone, let's make a test call to Spain.
Your account balance is insufficient to place your call to that destination.
Okay, now we have just heard an automatic notification. The reason for not connecting the call is insufficient funds. It makes sense because, as you may remember, the balance of our prepaid customer was 0, meaning there are no funds available. This automatic voice error announcement is provided by PortaSIP, and it allows us to save a ton of time when troubleshooting. If this announcement weren't available, we would just get a busy signal. From the customer's point of view, it wouldn't be clear whose side the error is on. The confused customer would then contact the CSP's support team, and lots of engineers would have to invest their time in uncovering the cause of the issue. Voice error announcements help the customer understand the reason for a failed call, and in many cases, the customer can take care of the issue themselves, if the problem is on their side, of course. Let's see if we can find any additional information about this call that didn't go through in the PortaSIP logs. All authorization attempts received by PortaSIP are stored in the logs. We can access the system logs directly on our web interface. Let's go to Toolbox, Trace Session. Yeah, we have a number of calls here. This is the last call that we made, and its status is failed, as you can see. What happened exactly? Let's click this link icon. What we see here is the interaction between PortaSIP as a part of PortaSwitch and our soft phone. Invite is a SIP command to establish a call. We see that the authorization was requested and then insufficient balance was detected. Because of this, the authorization request was rejected. Early media means that PortaSIP voice error announcement was played. We have confirmed once again, this time using logs, that the call indeed failed due to insufficient funds.